Okay, today we're going to teach you a little lesson on angles. This should improve your fighting ability, being able to angle off and read what's coming at you before it even gets there. A lot of people fight in a straight line, forward and backwards, and nobody ever angles off. And it's dangerous because, let's say you're going backwards. He's much stronger going forward than you are going backwards. In my system, you'll back up maybe once, maybe twice, but never 3 times. If you should move back 3 times or more, your opponent gets a momentum going and he'll run right over you. So you need to angle off. Okay, now, let's take a fighting stance. This is the way you're going to read your opponent. If your opponent is like this, and he was to, for instance, turn his shoulders in this direction or open his foot, any little telltale sign, it lets you know that something's going to be coming from this side. Now, if that's the case and it's coming from this side, what you want to do, so as not to take the brunt of the punishment, is move inward and in the direction that the technique is coming. So if I'm throwing a roundhouse kick in this direction, you want to move in this direction. Should it hit you, it'll hit you with a lot less oomph than it normally would because you're moving in the same direction. Now, on the other hand, in the event that your opponent pivots his foot like this, you know something's going to be coming in this direction. So which way do you want to move? You want to move that way, in the direction that it's coming. It could be something straight, but it could be coming around also. Either way, moving in that direction will fix the problem. All right, these are going to be my tools in this training session, and they're all about simulating punches, kicks, strikes coming from all different angles. So, it's a good tool to use. You don't have to worry about hurting your opponent at all. Take a fighting stance. If I was throwing something straight, like a straight punch, she moved to an angle, okay? If I was throwing something, let's say it's a roundhouse kick, when you're doing this, dramatize it so that the opponent has a minute to think, which way do I move, which way do I move? Okay, without dramatizing it, they've got to think too fast. And when you're training, you want to do things slowly. The better you get at it, the more you can speed it up, okay? Roundhouse kick is coming at her. Which way is she going to go? That way. Notice the way she moved in on me. This is important because if she stayed out of range, she couldn't retaliate. All right, you've got to be able to retaliate also, otherwise you're just playing dodgeball. So, anytime you angle off, move in slightly so you can strike. All right, here we are again, your training tools. Let's simulate punches and kicks a little bit, okay? Roundhouse kick, downward kick, spinning heel kick, roundhouse, straight punch. All right, I think you've got the idea of what it is we want to do. Now, when you're practicing this, like I said, dramatize it and do it relatively slow like I was just doing with her. Let me demonstrate what I'm talking about. For instance, take a fighting stance. If I was doing a roundhouse kick, this is why you want to dramatize it at first. If this is simulating a roundhouse kick and she made a mistake and moved in that direction, that's not what you want to do. Remember, you always want to move in the direction the technique is going. Now, as you get better, you can speed it up a little bit. Okay, let's try it. 1. All right, now, this should help you in your fighting when you start sparring in class and stuff. Remember the little telltale signs of the shoulder moving in this direction. Which way do you have to move? In the direction the shoulders are moving. If I was to turn, you want to move that way. If my shoulders even, it might be a straight technique that's coming. If my shoulders even start turning, you don't always have to move that way. Okay, you can move back. Remember, back once, twice, maybe, but never 3 times. All right, now I've talked about moving back once, twice, but never 3 times. So let me demonstrate that. Let's say we're using a straight kick that's coming at you. This is the kick. It comes at you. 1 is blocked. 2 is blocked. third one, angle off. Never go back again. Remember, that opponent is going to gain momentum otherwise. All right, I hope that this helps you in your training. If you can get a couple of these, get them, find a training partner, and go to it. But remember, start slowly and train hard.